Exercise number 25. Ready? Start. It must therefore be held that while enacting a law imposing a tax on sale or purchase of goods under entry 54 of the state list read with subclause B of clause 29A of article 366 of the Constitution, it is not permissible for the state legislature to make a law imposing tax on such a deemed sale which constitutes a sale in the course of interstate trade or commerce under section 3 of the Central Sales Tax Act or an outside sale under section 4 of the Central Sales Tax Act or sale in the course of import or export under section 5 of the Central Sales Tax Act. So also it is not permissible for the state legislature to impose a tax on goods declared to be of special importance in interstate trade or commerce under section 14 of the Central Sales Tax Act except in accordance with the restrictions and conditions contained in section 15 of the Central Sales Tax Act. After laying down the scope of power of the state legislatures to enact laws imposing tax on the transfer of property in goods involved in the execution of a works contract, the court discussed various aspects relating to such laws. One important aspect discussed by the court was when the tax could be imposed, on what value it was to be imposed, and how to measure such value. The relevant observations read thus: on behalf of the contractors, it has been urged that under a law imposing a tax on the transfer of property in goods involved in the execution of a works contract under entry 54 of the state list read with article 366, the tax is imposed on the goods which are involved in the execution of a works contract, and the measure for levying such a tax can only be the value, cannot be made the measure for levying the tax. The submission is further that the value of such goods would be the cost of acquisition of the goods by the contractor, and therefore the measure for levy of tax can only be the cost at which the goods involved in the execution of a works contract were obtained by the contractor on behalf of the states. We are in agreement with the submission that measure for the levy of the tax contemplated by Article 366 is the value of the goods involved in the execution of a works contract. In Builders Association case, it has been pointed out that in Article 366, the emphasis is on the transfer of property in goods. This indicates that though the tax is imposed on the transfer of property in goods involved in the execution of a works contract, the measure for levy of such imposition is the value of the goods involved in the execution of a works contract. We are, however, unable to agree with the contention urged on behalf of the contractors that the value of such goods for levying the tax can be assessed only on the basis of the cost of acquisition of the goods by the contractor. Since the taxable event is the transfer of property in goods involved in the execution of a works contract, and the said transfer of property in such goods takes place when the goods are incorporated in the works, the value of the goods which can constitute the measure for the levy of the tax has to be the value of the goods at the time of incorporation of the goods in the works, and not the cost of acquisition of the goods by the contractor. We are also unable to accept the contention urged on behalf of the states that in addition to the value of the goods involved in the execution of the works contract, the cost of incorporation of the goods in the works can be included in the measure for levy of tax. Incorporation of the goods in the works forms part of the contract relating to work and labor, which is distinct from the contract for transfer of property in goods, and therefore the cost of incorporation of the goods in the works cannot be made a part of the measure for levy of tax contemplated by relevant article. Keeping in view the legal fiction introduced by the 46th Amendment, whereby the works contract, which was entire and indivisible, has been altered into a contract which is divisible into one for sale of goods and other for supply of labor and services, the value of the goods involved in the execution of a works contract on which tax is leviable must exclude the charges which appertain to the contract of supply of labor and service. The value of the goods involved in the execution of a works contract will therefore have to be determined by taking into account the value of the entire works contracts as such. Stop.